everybody.
Welcome back to a new episode of Soaps and Sass, Beyond the Gates edition.
Hope y'all have had a great week. This is episode 22 for the week of June 2nd to 6th. I'm Mama Sass. Pardon?
We're on 22 already?
If you can believe it. I'm still Mama Sass.
Yeah, and I'm a very confused baby Sass right now, but it is what it is.
All right. So, why don't we get right into it?
All right. Do you want to recap or should I?
Oh, feel free.
All right. So, hopefully I can keep this recap short and sweet compared to all my other ones. All right. So, starting off, we're going to go with the articulates. So, Naomi comes over with a gift for Anita, and it is a framed poster of, I would say, like an articulate's announcement, I guess. It's hard to explain
like a
exactly.
promotional poster?
Yeah. And then Anita says, well, she fills Naomi in on what happened between Sharon and Tracy. Not in too much detail, but the fact that the ladies aren't too happy and they don't really want to do the reunion concert. And Naomi's like, that sucks, but understands. Later, after Naomi leaves, Anita pulls out a very old-looking letter. Mm-hmm. And as she's reading it, we get a nice little voiceover from an unknown person, but the person who wrote the letter. And we come to find out that this person was the fourth articulate member, who we never knew about. But she was also the articulate who basically started the group. She came up with the name, she got the girls together, all of this. And she explains, or Anita later explains when she's telling Vernon what happened, that Barbara, who we come to discover is the fourth articulate, started the group. But then when they met Dante was like, Barbara, you're a little rough. You don't have the same je ne sais quoi like the other three, so you're out. And the other girls went along with it. Mm-hmm. In this happening, unfortunately, Barbara took her own life, and it's weighed on Anita for these many, many years. And really, she says to Vernon, like, there's no way to really have a reunion without Barbara. Mm-hmm. Like, we're not really the articulates without her, so dash the whole thing. After reading this letter, Anita is distressed, she's fraught, she just cannot. And Vernon takes it upon himself to call Tracy and let her know that Anita has decided to not do the concert. And Sharon is not pleased with the news, as she wanted to, change. She changed her mind. She's like, you know what? Let's do this concert. Let's ride on Anita's coattails. And instead of, us being in the background, we shall split the harmonies 3 ways, or the lead vocals 3 ways like it should have been. Technically 4, from what Tracy says. And, let us get back into our stardom off of Anita. And Tracy's like, if we do this, you're telling Anita the truth. Sharon's like, I don't really want to. But Tracy's like, I'm not going to be the mediator or anything. Anyway, after Vernon calls Tracy, the girls rush over to Anita's because they're like, how can Anita make this decision again? And whatever, when things don't go her way, to confront her about this. And he's like, I will not be your punching bag. You can say what you want, but but you've said your piece. Now I'm saying my piece. Nah. Mm-hmm. Then moving on to Bill. Bill and Tomas have a meeting. Tomas tells Bill about the confidential meetings and how the ladies are not going to do with the hiring practices anymore, but they want to do something else. And he's like, that's fine. But then Bill, overstepping his position when it comes to Tomas and basically blackmailing, not even blackmailing him, but more manipulation.
It's a little bit of blackmail because he's Tomas's boss. Like,
right?
Is Tomas really gonna say no?
Right, and also he's not goading him, but he's dangling the partner position on Tomas to get him to do these things. So the recent thing that Bill has asked Tomas to do is to keep an eye on his family, very specifically Chelsea and Naomi, and to get some information from whoever, mainly Kat, so Bill can get back into their good graces. Which I think is like, sir, if you want to get back in your kids' good graces, give them time, talk to them, don't have another third party, because that's going to blow up in your face in multiple ways. Then later, Haley goes over to Danny's, and Danny's surprised to find Haley there. She's like, oh, your front door was unlocked, which again, people, Just because you're in a gated community don't mean your doors need to be unlocked. And Haley pulls out a positive pregnancy test to prove to Danny that she isn't pregnant, where I'm like, you pulling out a positive pregnancy test proves nothing. Anyone could have taken that test, yada yada. So Danny's like, take it in front of me. Or we can go to the hospital, get your blood drawn, and so whatever, we can have the doctor contact me personally so we know you don't fake the test. And Haley's just like, I'm not doing that. So eventually, Haley leaves. Kat later goes over to Bill's office to ask Tomas for some legal advice, but Bill tells her, you still qualify for the family rate. And she's like, I don't want advice from you. And looks at her boyfriend's like, I want advice from you. Later, Naomi comes by to Bill's office because she has an appointment with Bill, and Haley and Bill drop the news that they're having a baby. And Naomi's not keen on this. She's like, how dare you put an actual meeting on my schedule just to tell me about a baby? Not cool. Bill has a medical incident and Haley and Naomi freak out, rush Bill to the hospital. And when Bill is getting checked out by Doug, he's like, might have been a TIA, which is a transient ischemic attack. So basically a mini stroke. And then Bill, not liking hospitals, basically is like, I want to leave. Doug's like, I don't think that's a good idea. But Bill's like, I want to leave. And Haley's like, the man wants to leave. So they leave against medical advice. Or at least they're getting the paperwork for that. Danny shows up, gives Bill some comfort. Haley's not too keen on that because...
Let's be fair, it wasn't just comfort. She had his number, and she jumped on all his buttons.
In fairness, which was later mentioned when Ashley and Andre are having a later conversation, because Bill does have another attack the next day, and this time it is a full-on stroke. But anyway, Ashley tells Andre, it's like, Haley's got to get over it. It's like, you are the second wife. The first wife has many more years of experience, many more years of knowledge than you. They're always going to have that bond, and they're going to know each other in a way that you don't. So you're going to have to get used to it. Anyway, so Bill has a second attack after, trying to get a little lovey-dovey with his wife. We will get into that. And so... they get rushed to the hospital. Derek calls Naomi about the attack. They have a whole conversation. And just for a little quick side note, but still kind of ties in, Chelsea had to run into this very gorgeous woman at Uptown. They were chatting it up. And then when Chelsea got a text, Miss Madison, as we learned her name, scurried off in a hurry like she couldn't get out of there fast enough. Then the next day, when she's with Naomi at Uptown again, in comes Miss Madison, and Chelsea's like, you can't say hi? You don't see us sitting here? Like, hello? They exchange a few more words. Madison scurries off again.
After playing like they don't know each other.
And then for the third and final time, turns out Miss Madison is a doctor, I think a neurologist. Neurologist at the hospital. And when she walks into the room, the first person she sees is Chelsea. And again, acts like she don't know Chelsea. You must be Mr. Hamilton's daughter. I'm the ex-wife. And then starts talking to the family like... acting
like Naomi wasn't even in the room. Right. I'm not sure if that hit the cutting room floor or what.
Right. Anyway, Chelsea scurries out of the room. Like, she can't get out of there fast enough to go talk to Madison and get the tea. She's like, what's going on? And they're like... and Madison's like... you're gorgeous, you're a model, I'm a doctor, I keep things real straightforward, how am I gonna date you, who, da-da-da-da. I also didn't know if you were out to your family yet, so da-da-da-da-da. Overall, we're gonna see where that goes. I don't know. In terms of cohabitation, which again is very short and we don't really all care, Ashley, Andre misunderstands the situation with Derek and Ashley because he assumed that, I don't remember what he assumed, but he assumed the whole thing. Like they had moved back in together or something. Yeah. So. And they're like, no, we're still together, but we're not living together. Anyway.
And he does that more than once this past week, right? Because he ran into Derek at the hospital.
Right. Or Orpheus, one of the places, and he started...
No, he ran into Derek at the hospital. And Derek was like, listen, about the other night. And then Andre's like doing this whole apology.
I'm pretty sure it was at Orpheus, but
okay.
Either way.
Yeah.
Then Derek takes Ashley out on a date for lunch, and they're going to Orpheus.
And that's why I think they're at the hospital. I think that happened right before. But could be multiple days.
Multiple
they're all running
days,
together.
honestly. And then Leslie shows up and starts asking Ashley some questions. And it's just like...
That woman.
Ma'am, back up. And Derek bigs man up. He's like, he stands up tall, stands in front of Leslie. He's like, you need to leave my girlfriend alone, all of this and all of that. Yeah. And then Ashley opens her mouth and says things that she really shouldn't be saying, but then again, a lot of people started doing that. On to the Delulu Leslie, and our second to last recap moment. So Leslie tells Kat she's planning on getting a restraining order and sue her for defamation, which is what leads Kat to go ask Tomas for some legal advice because she wasn't sure if Leslie could sue her for defamation. Turns out she cannot because she hasn't said anything that isn't really known and not true. Leslie does try to bait Kat with some information. Tomas is a little confused as to why Kat did not go to Naomi for legal advice, but Kat says she didn't want to get Naomi dragged into all this mess. Kat then goes back to Jacob, and he tells her too much because a cop cannot keep his mouth shut and not tell a civilian any information, especially when the civilian is his cousin-in-law and is just digging a hole deep for herself. Leslie ends up going back to the hospital after talking with Ashley and finds Shanice. Shanice basically goes off on her because she recognizes Leslie and tells her to get out. She needs to go and all of this. Leslie starts playing a fool, acting like a different person. It's like, this is a public space. I can do whatever I want. Just want to look around, walk around, da-da-da-da-da. And Shanice is like, okay, but if you go anywhere near the back rooms near my patients, I'm getting security, yada, yada, yada. And then Leslie starts asking her questions. Shanice opens her big mouth again, which leads her to go look for Andre.
But this was the thing, right? Because Leslie found out that Kat had gotten a hold of security footage, which she supplied to Andre.
I thought Ashley had said something about them changing security and going over to the hospital.
See, this was the thing. Leslie already knew about the security footage, and she was trying to figure out how she could get a copy because she knew Jacob wasn't going to show her.
Right.
So she was talking to Ashley, trying to get information about where the cameras were and where the security footage is. Mm-hmm. And then Ashley kind of lost her temper and said something about, I think, the security office, possibly.
Right.
And exactly as you said, when Leslie went over to the hospital, after she finished all her foolishness, Shanice also lost her temper. And
says Andre has it.
Exactly.
Right. So after this, Andre's at Orpheus, munching on his lunch. Leslie turns up at Orpheus, finds Andre. She starts chatting him up, and I don't understand why every time she sees a man, she's like, hello, gorgeous, or some flirtatious thing. Ooh. It's like, I don't know why you flirting. It's not going to get you what you want. But anyway, Andre does end up showing her the security video, and she kind of goes on her little monologue rant or whatever, and while she's not paying attention, Andre's on his phone and then manages to capture a picture of her, a very good and clear photo that he's going to send to Jacob or whatever, so they have that on record, I guess. Later, Laura is back at work trying to get everything settled and ready for Nicole, but there's an issue because Eva installed this notes program onto the computer, which is synced to the calendar, and Laura just does not know how to uninstall it or how to work it or whatever. And because of this, Laura is a little worried because she doesn't want to lose anything and she's stressed out. So she calls Eva and asks her for help, which Eva gladly does. But she also tells Laura, she's like, I'm really sorry about your accident. I want you to know I did not have anything to do with it. But I do want to help you. And if you do need any help, whatever, or if you want to pretend like I don't exist, that works too. While this is going on, Kat kind of shows up a little. No, yeah. Kat shows up after that's all done. Because so Eva meets up with Laura. They solve the problem. Laura leaves. Eva's still there because she's going to listen to her audiobook, but she's talking on the phone with Laura, saying, it's like, I'm happy to help. If you ever need help again, call me. Kat walks in, sees Eva on the phone, hears that she's going to be at Orpheus for a while listening to her audiobook, and takes this, like, to the hotel so I can break into her room because she's going to be here listening to her audiobook.
Oh, I thought it was the other way around. I thought Laura called while, exactly as you said, while Eva's listening to the audiobook. And yes, Eva said she's going to be at Orpheus for a while, but she was waiting to meet Laura. And
no.
Okay. Or else that Kat had walked in while she and Laura were together.
No,
I can't remember, but
Eva was somewhere else when she got the call from Laura, but I don't remember where she was.
No, it didn't really matter. So the people listening, they're like, get on with it.
Right.
So I'll stop interrupting.
Yeah. So anyway, Kat goes over to the hotel in which her father and Eva are staying at, and I can't even say charms this hotelier because really she doesn't. She just spouts some stuff, and this hotelier Darius I was rooting for him. He was doing a good job. He's like, I can't let you in, you're gonna have to call, but Kat comes up with this horrible story. In the end, Darius lets her into the room. He stands in the room with this dirty look on his face, being like, get what you need and get out because I'm not gonna get in trouble for you. But then she pays him off and he leaves, and I'm like, Darius, I was rooting for you and then you did that foolishness. Anyway, Kat is searching the room. This time she's smart enough to wear gloves, thank God. But she's not finding anything until she opens the closet door and finds a box. And she assumes that whatever she's looking for is going to be in the box. It was not in the box. But while she was doing this, Eva had run into Tomas. They started talking and they started connecting over a book series. And Eva told Tomas she's got the book, so they went over to her hotel room to get the book so she could lend it to him. And when they opened the door, there was the box just out in the open, and Eva was hella confused. And Tomas is like, maybe it was housekeeping, they moved it or whatever. And she's like, possibly. Anyway, Eva gives Tomas the book. They have a brief little chat. Eva almost kisses him, but then he's like, nope, my heart belongs to another, which is Kat, who's hiding under the bed, and finds the helmet and gloves. Kat is a little disappointed, but they stay friends. She's about to listen to her audiobook again, but Laura calls her again, so she leaves the hotel. Kat pulls out the bag. She's like, I got what I need. I'm out before she comes back and I get caught. She leaves. Eva comes back, chilling. Then Nicole turns up and has a few words with Eva, and essentially she's like, why were you meeting with Laura? Eva's like, she needed help with the program. That's all it was. I'm not trying to get and not trying to intrude or whatever, just wanted to help, that's all. She apologizes to Nicole again, and this time Nicole actually accepts her apology, and hopefully this leads to a better relationship in the future. That's my hope. Fingers are crossed.
Yeah.
Anyway, back to Kat. She goes over to Leslie for a truce. And while this is happening, Leslie gets a phone call from Tomas. Because she left a message for Tomas to meet, to talk whatever. While she's on the phone and really not paying attention to Kat, which I believe she was going to do, Kat goes over to the window, opens it so she can later break in, which Kat does, with the gloves and the helmet, stashes it back into Leslie's place, and then goes on her merry way. Leslie met up with Tomas basically to ask him to be her fixer, or in this case, I'm just going to go with lawyer, because that's essentially what the point is. Mm-hmm. And Tomas is like, hell no. You have caused trouble for my girlfriend and her family, not risking it. So good luck to you, but I ain't helping you. Jacob and Derek later show up just to apply some physical pressure to Leslie. And then Leslie up and leaves. Kat shows up and tells Jacob, hey, Jacob, why don't you check Leslie's place again? Because, stuff might not have been there the first time, but, it makes sense that they would move it back after, because you're like, you already checked, so the best place is to put it back where you checked already. And he's like, I hear you. So he's going to try and get another warrant to search the place again and hopefully find something. Lastly on our list, to end our recap, Joey Armstrong is at the casino with Vanessa, and they're talking, and then he's like, why don't we call Doug over? And she's like, why are we going to call Doug over? Turns out Doug's already there, so Doug walks into the private room, and they're like, what the hell is happening? And Joey's like, your husband has been lying to you. he's got a gambling debt of $250,000 that he owes me. And Vanessa's like, what? It's like, what? And then they're like, well, we have a plan. The plan involves your business. Vanessa's like, hell to the freaking no, it doesn't. And he's like, well, it's either that or something else. And she's like, nope, I'm not doing it. I refuse to do it. Anyway, she slaps Joey. Amen. Calls Joey a dirty bastard and leaves. And that's the recap.
Well, all right.
So what do you want to start first, Mom?
We can start with what had me hot.
All right.
So it was Bill asking Thomas to get intel to help him get him back into...
Sorry, it's because you went with the Americanized version.
What, did I say Thomas?
You did say Thomas. That's what I'm like.
Well, maybe I had a TIA. I was sure I said Tomas.
Nope.
I was like, Americanized version of what?
Nope.
Bill asked Tomas. You want me to go really Spanish? Tomas.
It's fine. I'm just like, it's not Thomas because that ain't his name.
Bill asked Tomas to get intel for him to help him get back in Chelsea and Naomi's good graces, as you mentioned off the top. Mm-hmm. And yeah, that made me mad. It's like, you're their father. Like, just talk to your daughters. Just be authentic. Like, how ridiculous. And maybe it's a trigger for me. I don't know. But like, why do you need like to get some deep dark secret? And then you walk up to them and it's like, oh, I heard you're dating a new woman, for example, to Chelsea. And she'd be like, how you know that? I didn't tell you that. Like, so ridiculous. How hard is it to just build a genuine relationship? You messed up.
Own it.
Exactly. Own it. Apologize as best as you can. Don't make excuses.
Nope.
You made the choices you made. That's what you wanted. You wanted to make those choices, which is fine. You're allowed to make the choices you want. If they don't like it, that's kind of their problem to a certain extent.
Yep. So,
you didn't intend to hurt them, so you can apologize for that part. But the sneaky beaky business, I'm not here for it. I'm not here for it. I had wished that Tomas would have manned up. Tomas, I beg your pardon, would have manned up and be like, there's a lot of things I will do to get this partnership, but that is not one of them. Like,
right, because you already have the man spying on confidential meetings that he should not be spying on.
Like, I'm just, it seemed when we started watching the series, when the show started, that Tomas was a man of integrity. I don't know. This integrity is not showing.
So far, the only integrity the man has is not cheating, which I applaud him for.
That was kind of cool. Yeah. But
even though technically they're not even official.
No, exactly. They're not dating, but his intentions were clear. Although I felt he was flirting with Eva all the while. So the fact that she behaved as she did, it was kind of like, what? So surprised that whoa.
Right, and she even calls out what he says when it's like, it's like, my heart belongs to another. It's like, Kat, really? Like, she's not paying attention to you. She's so focused on me. And he's like, that might be true, but it's like A, B, C, X, Y, Z, and I want to see where this goes.
Absolutely.
Which is totally fair. Mm-hmm. But I'm with Eva. It's like, how do you want to put your time and attention into someone who's putting all their time and attention to something else and not really getting the time to know you? It, like, yes, she likes you. It's very clear. But I guess that attraction is not strong enough like yours because she keeps blowing you off.
Not a priority.
It's like when you're together, it's like, what are you talking about? Are you talking about your interest in getting to know each other? Or are you talking about, or is she constantly bringing up how she wants to get back at me and all this?
So clearly there's a couple of things that have us hot just around that.
Right, because I was going to be like, the Bill asking Tomas thing, yep, mine right there. And then I guess it just tumbled. Do you have what do you do that for?
I kind of do, but it's a little bit more under make it make sense.
Okay.
So it starts with, what did you do that for? Okay. So it kind of ties into Kat hiding under the bed. First of all, who is hiding under a hotel room bed? What kind of nastiness could be lurking up? I mean, okay, to be fair, here it was meticulous and immaculate. Right, but my girl is in a white top and jacket as she sketched under a hotel room bed. And I can't speak to the States. I know the ones here in Canada, you wouldn't be able to get under the bed because it's a solid block.
Yeah, I was going to say.
It's a platform.
I was going to say.
I don't know how she made it there, but okay. For the sake of the story, because I really thought she would have been in the closet.
In the closet, in the bathroom, something.
So that surprised me. And then further to that was when she was under the bed, why she picked that moment to open the Velcro top of the bag? Where they're in the room like not 2 feet from you. I was so confused. I don't know how they didn't hear it because we heard it at home. Like, just make it make sense.
For me,
or pay attention to your edits and post.
For me, it's basically the same thing, but it's more in the sense of because she kind of backed up a little bit.
Yeah, well, she was easing out from under the bed at one point.
And then it looked like she I guess either her foot got caught or she kicked something, and she had this look of shoot. Like, because she made noise. I'm like, I was waiting for them to be like, what was that?
Absolutely.
But
I wish she had gotten caught in there.
Right. And then the other thing that confuses me is based on the position in which, because I really thought it was she had crawled from the end of the bed to the top because of the camera angle, when really she had crawled from the side.
Yeah,
and
how tall was she?
I was like, what the?
That's
also it's like if you're crawling from the side, you're still vertically, I guess. I'm like, really, you're lying down, so really vertically is technically horizontally in any way you look at it. But your body, if you're coming from the side, you don't usually go like side to side. You go from like top to bottom. So it's like, I get, it's hard to explain. It's like,
no, but that's the thing. She came from the side. For me, she's taller than Haley. Some part of her body should have been sticking out.
Right.
Because across the width of the bed.
Yeah, it's shorter than the length of the bed.
Exactly. So how she did.
Right. So that's basically what I'm trying to say. It's like, if you're coming in from the width of the bed, or if
it's like you're laying across the bed the wrong way.
Yeah. It's like.
I mean, it's not, unless that's like a California king or something, which I don't think it was.
No.
Like a double to me, but possibly a queen.
Right. I'm like, to the fans, I'm sorry for the description I gave of how you end up under this bed and the positions you're in, because I'm like, I can easily picture it in my head, but I could go into more description, but
in any case,
point is, the way she was under this bed did not make sense.
No, it did not. No, exactly, because the back wall was to the side of her. It was behind the bag.
Yep.
So, didn't make sense.
It didn't.
So, yeah. You ever make it make sense?
Okay, now I think about it, it's to make it make sense. Anna, what do you do that for? And thinking about it, it ties in with Madison and her just overall behavior.
Yeah, go ahead.
Because it's like, okay, like your explanation to Chelsea about the whole, I didn't know if you were out yet to your family. I'm like, okay, I kind of get it, but even still, that doesn't explain your just entire reaction the 3 times you met Chelsea. Sure, like when you met Chelsea the room, I get it. It's like whatever, but you could literally just be like, "Oh, it's nice to see you again." Sure, they're gonna ask questions like, "Oh, we just ran into it. Like we've ran into each other like 3 times now. Didn't know she was a doctor. Yada yada yada." Like you can totally explain that away. Even Danny looked at Chelsea when Chelsea ran out the room like.
Well, because she saw the way Chelsea was. Chelsea has
exactly.
What does it y'all say? She had no chill.
She didn't. But either way, Madison was just like, the first time we saw her, I was like, okay, I see. I'm like, beautiful woman, Chelsea. Like Chelsea was, while she was smooth, she was also just really bold.
She was.
I'm like, Chelsea, if you were Chester, that would make, like, in the sense of if we gender bent Chelsea. If we turn Chelsea into a Chester. Like, the way Chelsea was coming at her was very much as if a man was, like, flirting. I was like, you are so just coming on strong.
Wow.
I'm like, granted, women, do you. If that's how you flirt, that's how you flirt. But I'm like, if I would be so put off because I'm like, you are coming on real strong. This is not even subtle.
Well, that's what I was thinking, and I was like, is this how the kids do these days?
I hope to God not.
Because I'm looking to get back in the dating game. I would not want to. Well, you know what? I don't know that I would want a man to approach me that way. Let me put it that way, because I would not do that approach.
No, but either way, again, I said this in the recap. Madison the second Chelsea got a text on her phone, which you had issue with already.
Sort of.
Yeah, Madison couldn't, because it's very clear. As Madison stated later, it's like she knew who Chelsea was, because she's like follows Chelsea on socials, watches all of her Get Ready With Me videos. So Madison knew who Chelsea was from jump, but Madison could not get out of Uptown the first time fast enough. The second she had an opening to get out,
and that was the thing. Oh. So to find out that she knew who Chelsea was. And then to, look back at her taking off. Because for me, her taking off was because I thought Chelsea was rude. They were having a lovely conversation. The phone chimes and Chelsea picks up the phone and is into the phone. You were having a conversation with me.
I want to look back at that.
Yeah.
Because I do want to see if she did say excuse me or sorry and whatever. So I do want to look back on that.
I don't feel that she did. And so I was like, yeah. If I'm not important enough for you to at least say, excuse me, half a second, I don't need to be here.
Right. Which is fine. For me, again, just the speed. Like, again, it's like she got the run. She was out of there.
She was. She really was.
And then again, the second time they run into each other at Uptown, it's like, I'm with Chelsea. You can't say hello?
Naomi.
No, Chelsea. When she sees Chelsea.
Yes.
When she's at Uptown, Chelsea's like, you can't say hello.
Yes, but you said she's with Chelsea, but Chelsea was with Naomi, not herself.
Either way, the tool's eyes made four.
Yes.
And my girl could not say hello. Mm-hmm. Like, not even just like a, oh, hi, and proceed to leave, because at least you've acknowledged their presence, and you're like,
yeah. But right, and again, my assumption there is, she doesn't know if Chelsea's on a date. She doesn't know Chelsea. She doesn't know who the person is.
Part of me would kind of think, since
well,
but you're right. Maybe Naomi doesn't want to be on social media like that.
Yeah, I was gonna say, which when we found out that she was following Chelsea, well then, wouldn't you know who Naomi is? But exactly, maybe Naomi's never in.
Right, but I'm like, though with Chelsea, live streaming all the time when she was a model, part of me would kind of think there's at least something where she got Naomi. It's like, hey, my sister Naomi kind of thing.
Yeah.
But all to that say, could have been years ago, whatever. So it's fair. But even still, y'all eyes are making a four, and y'all staring for a good while, that even Naomi's like,
what's going on here?
Right?
Absolutely. Because Chelsea has no chill.
Chelsea has no chill, making it so obvious. But again, my girl can't say hi. It's just like, you can't say hi? It's like, oh, hi. It's like, this is my sister Naomi. Like,
yeah, and it's like you said, make it make sense, because you mean to tell me you're a neurologist and you don't know how to interact with people? It's just odd. It's like, you're not 12.
No, and again, it's like when the explanation comes, it's like I am a doctor, so my professional life is very like meticulous and in a certain way informed, which is fine. That's your professional life. This is your social life. Also, when you were talking with Chelsea the first night, and Chelsea's like, oh yeah, so I was previously a model and now I'm doing this and that. It's like, you couldn't be like, well, yeah, I'm a doctor. You didn't have to say what kind of doctor you were.
No, but that's what Naomi said. You have zero information. This seems very suspicious.
Right? I'm like, which in fairness, I'm like,
and now that they know that she's a doctor, because I'm pretty sure Naomi isn't blind.
Nope.
So she must have clued in that that's the same woman she saw in Uptown.
I believe that.
So
especially because it had been like, what, 20 minutes to an hour?
Something so.
It's like, how is like your short-term memory really that short?
Yeah, so I'm curious to see what, if anything, Naomi will say about it. But even if they bring back that story.
Right, but even I'm pretty sure Naomi clocked that, especially since Chelsea came back with no water pitcher.
Oh, for sure. For sure.
But yeah, it's just so interesting, because I'm like, that Naomi and Chelsea's whole discussion after Madison left, I'm like, it makes me think of me and my sister when we have discussions about my dating life. It's just like, you really need to be that observant as my older sister? Really? You can't leave me alone? You can't just...
No. As an older sister myself, no. We're not gonna. You could try. We ain't gonna.
I would say the same thing, but I don't have a younger sibling.
You can look as the day is long. You'll be looking forever. So, the other thing that I thought was... oh, sorry, we haven't got to comedy moment of the week.
Oh, no, that's fine. You pick whatever one you want.
Well, okay, since we're talking about Chelsea and Naomi, what I thought was kind of funny, so they were talking about going into the room after Bill had been taken for tests, and, well, Haley's the only one with the information.
Right.
We don't have any information, so Chelsea's like, okay, so go get the information, and Naomi's like, I'm not going in there by myself. And then when she goes in, melodrama ensues. Haley's like, oh my God, Naomi, I'm so glad you came. And
chips
flings across the room, practically jumps into Naomi's arm, and Naomi's like, what in the world?
At least you didn't pull,
Oh, man.
What?
That was General Hospital. You think about Sheena and Spencer.
Yeah, I was going to be like, I'm crossing over into General Hospital territory very shortly, but that was, at least she didn't pull a Trina on Spencer.
She did not launch herself into the woman's arms,
but Naomi definitely stumbled back. Because she had to catch herself before she went tumbling over.
Absolutely, and it was like, lady, you know you're not friends. I know you're distraught, but don't be ridiculous. And even for some of the people I've been friends with my entire life, that I'm still friends with today, don't come to me with that. I'm not that person. Like, I just be like, get off.
No, I'm like, I think the only people who you would ever let do that to you.
No, there's not any people. Oh. There's not any people. Oh, so I am not that person.
Oh, so you went like...
Do you hear the tone? I'm not that person. So you went Don't fling yourself into my arms boo-hooing. Don't do it.
Oh, so you won't let your children do that?
No.
Oh, okay. I'll keep that in mind.
I will gather you to myself, but don't throw yourself on me.
Okay, no, I wouldn't throw myself
That's
on you.
That's my point.
I wouldn't throw, but I would definitely be like... I would move with a quickness, but I wouldn't... myself onto you.
No, don't move with quickness either.
No, I'd move with a quickness and then I get like 2 feet and then slow down.
No, you need to pause. You need to pause and wait for an invitation.
That's why I said I get 2 feet, slow down, and then wait.
Slow down and stop. Call me heartless if you want, but don't. That's my personal space. Don't come into my hula hoop without an invitation.
Oh gosh.
I don't care who you are. I'm not that person.
No, I was gonna start singing the No Square song, but I'm like, that's something completely different.
Yeah. So that was one comedy moment. There was so many.
I'm like, I was gonna say, technically, your No Square is just your whole body.
Pretty much.
So,
don't come into my personal space.
All right. Did we have a Kesika?
Oh, I have another comedy moment.
Oh, you do? Oh, sorry. Proceed.
I do. So after Leslie comes to the hotel room demanding that Eva gives her the helmet, and Eva's like, no, I'm not giving it back to you, and you should be glad that I have it, because if not, you would have been locked up when they came to search your house. Now, Leslie's not happy about it, and so Leslie kind of goes off in a huff. So enter 2 comedy moments, or a sassy and a comedy.
Yeah, because I'm like, you have this one under sassy, which I agree.
It's both. So you have the physical sass, which I thought was hilarious. So when Eva goes and opens the door for Leslie to leave, and she does this entire body, like, get to step in, like the neck rolls all the way through the body, it's like, and the hand comes around and pointing out the door, like, get out.
Right, kind of like, ladies and gentlemen, the exit is this way, please. She does that in a very, like, body roll, like, and then emphasis, she, like, kind of, I guess, she thrusts her body in a way that's like, Period. Get out.
Right.
And Leslie's just like, and leaves. Yeah. So after that, Eva is like, let me just check on this helmet. So Eva goes around. Especially because she's like, especially since the box was moved, it took her a long time. But she's like,
yeah, she was just like, hold up half a second.
But now she's like, no, let me check.
So she goes around the side of the bed and she puts her hand under the bed. So we have a camera shot of her hand under the bed, feeling around for the bag. It's not there. And so
the way they did this hand movement for feeling for the bag was like in those cartoons where like either Tom and Jerry or
looking for the mousetrap,
or Sylvester, just like they're reaching for Tweety or Jerry, and they cannot see, and all you see is that hand feeling around, and then you get the mousetrap on it.
Right.
So this is basically what it was, minus the mousetrap.
Right. So she can't find it. So then her head pops up under the skirt of the bed, and she's looking there, and just the facial expression.
She's like, what?
That was fantastic. Again, this actress is killing it for me. I'm loving her, but it was so comedic.
If I could nominate and vote for people for daytime Emmys,
yeah.
Oh my goodness, I would. Absolutely. But unfortunately, being in the country we live in. I know
we don't get to vote for Emmys anyway. It's voted by the Academy and their peers. It's not a people's choice.
They should get the popular vote from the people.
And so yeah, Eva is the actress that plays Eva is doing everything, and by this point I really should know her name.
Bring her on to play Trina on General Hospital. I will take her as Trina.
She's too old for Trina.
Maybe so, but I can't stand this little girl playing Trina on General Hospital now.
I hear you.
Anyway.
Yeah. So now you asked about Kessa Kaka.
I did ask about Kessa Kaka, but
I don't really have one. I don't think.
Okay.
Do you?
No, because okay, it's the usual of Delulu Leslie, but I'm throwing in Kat because Kat is just doing too much. She really just can't leave an investigation alone. She is like, if you want to pass on information to Jacob, that's fine. Stop asking him for updates. Stop going to his office. Stop breaking into people's houses and messing with, evidence. The only thing I will give you is, aside from breaking into Eva's hotel room, is taking the helmet and putting it back but in a different spot and then telling Jacob, but what if she just moved it because she said she knew you were coming, so what if she moved it, y'all did the warrant search, and then she moved it back? That's the only thing I can give Kat.
Was the search this week? I don't remember if the search was this week.
I think it was this week. I didn't write it, but I think it was this week.
Was so pitiful. If you want to have a Kessa Kaka, what was that search? We have a warrant to search the premises however we want. First of all, why was Leslie in the place?
Yep.
I don't know why she wasn't made to sit down in one corner or sit in the hall until they were done.
Well,
because they got to do it unrestricted.
Right. Though technically you are allowed to be in the
that's what I'm saying.
While they're doing the search. You just can't be in the way.
Why exactly? So they could have had her sit down because it wasn't Jacob by himself.
No,
it was Jacob with another officer.
My question is why you have
gloves.
My question is why you have one cop. The department
was small. Did it really need more than...
No, but even still, I think even on General Hospital, when they have a warrant to search, it's not just Anna and Chase. It's like Anna, Chase, Dante, and however many blue suits, blue coats, whatever.
Listen, Beyond the Gates has not sold enough Tide and Febreze. They don't have the budget yet to have more cops.
Really? Because every time they're at the station, I see so many.
They can't afford the extra scenes. It's not in the budget. You can't call any of the extras we see from the club and just put them in a fleece suit? In the budget. That's all I can figure. Because so you had my one cop with his gloves standing off to the side. Up to now, he didn't open anything, move anything, search anything.
Also, how you only search one spot?
That's what I'm saying. And then Jacob went to the closet
immediately.
Didn't look anywhere else. Didn't open a drawer. Didn't turn a cushion. Didn't shift a couch.
No, but he walks out with boots and something else.
Right, and as he said, he just took the boots just to make her nervous. He know full well and good the boots have nothing to do with anything. But
the one thing that really pissed me off was he goes into the closet and finds a cubby, a basket, and then you hear him say, "Gotcha."
Yeah.
How are you saying "gotcha" when you can't? It's not like you can see the peeking of like what you think to be a helmet.
And this was the impression I had. He went in there thinking what would be big enough to hold a helmet. And that's the only thing he looked at.
Found the basket, pulled it out.
Did not look at anything.
Looking through, and you...
God. I don't know how
the thing you said, it's like, don't... Because he's looking in there, and his face kind of drops. And you said, I hope to God there's no unmentionables in there. Don't have him pull out an unmentionable.
No electric boyfriends?
Right? I looked at you like...
But the look on his face, though, I would have loved that.
Which is kind of the same look that Kat had when she opened the box.
Yes.
From Eva's room.
And it was just
we're like,
book.
It's like closed in a book. I'm like, you ain't gonna find the helmet in there? That's too obvious.
So ridiculous. Just so ridiculous. And where I was going was, I don't know how Kat expects that he's gonna go find this in this little couch hidey hole thing.
Hopefully this time he does a proper search.
Maybe, but that's the thing. So is Kat gonna go with him?
I hope not.
Because I'm telling you, I don't see how this case can possibly come to trial.
I don't either.
If the cops here did searches like that, I don't know how any case goes to trial. You can't come to my house and search like that.
No,
and you,
but I'm also pretty sure,
or just run their cases, telling every civilian all kind of thing.
Right, but here's the thing: I'm also pretty sure if this did go to trial, and Leslie did manage to get a lawyer, whoever it may be, I'm not even going to invoke his name, she would tell him or her, it's like, this little one, Kat Richardson, has been doing ABC XYZ.
Oh, for sure.
And they're going to use that because it's like, how can we really believe that this evidence was obtained legally and not whatever? Mm-hmm. Because Kat, who is not a member of law enforcement, has been, doing all of this shadiness.
Yep.
So.
Absolutely. So yeah. That's the thing. Where are we now? I think
that leads us to villain and hero of the week.
Hero first, or stick with villain since we're kind of on the topic?
We're on the topic.
My villain of the week is Kat. Kat is ridiculous on a level. She's talking about, she listens to these podcasts and understands about true crime. She don't understand squid.
No, because here, for me, the biggest thing, she didn't know to put on gloves until after Jacob told her to do it.
Right? Why she can't stay out of it? Like, I don't understand how listening to all these podcasts, she does not understand how she is compromising the investigation at every turn. Even when she spoke with Tomas told her, because I think she was talking about the defamation suit, how Leslie was threatening to mm-hmm. get a restraining order and sue her. And so she says to Tomas, you would defend me, right? You would take my case? And he's like, are you out of your mind?
It's like, nope.
No, because you are just completely wrong. You are so far wrong, you can't even circle back to right just by doing around the world.
Right? And there was even something he said, because she had said something, and he's like, you can't prove it. She's like, what do you mean? It's like, here's an example. We've kissed, right? And she's like, well, yeah. It's like, prove it. And she's like, what do you mean? It's like, you've done it. It's like, yes, but prove it. It's like, you can say that we kissed, but that's a he, but I could deny it. That's a he said, she said. Mm-hmm. Prove it. She's like, well, it's like, people have seen us. You have lips, I have lips. Our lips have touched. And but it's like, Kat, it's like you have to prove this. Mm-hmm. You can't just go around saying it and people are going to believe you and then she's going to get locked up.
No, not at all.
No.
So that she's my villain of the week because she's just too out of control and too own way. I'm no. But the actress is pretty. Look, every time I see her, it makes my heart glad. But the character, no, she wants a kick.
I don't have a villain of the week.
Okay, so tell me about your hero.
Yeah, Danny. I don't know why it's Danny. I don't even think I put Danny.
Oh, okay. Well, then I must have put Danny. And Danny's my hero of the week because of the way she came in and spoke to Bill.
That was you. I'm like, that wasn't me. I don't even think I have a hero of the week.
Okay. Well, Bill was getting on real foolish in the hospital, and it's clear he's scared. He's panicked. Haley is definitely panicked, and understandably so. And Danny just comes in and tells Bill exactly what he needs to hear, the way he needs to hear it, and he responds to her, and she doesn't do it by disparaging Haley in any way. Mm-mm. I wouldn't say that she acknowledged Haley so much, but, she just like, you know what? There's a job that needs to be done, and she was focused. She was on point. This is my friend. Despite all the foolishness that's happened, this is the father of my children. I don't wish him any ill in this particular circumstance, or not to that degree.
Right, which is kind of what she said when she walked in, and Bill was like, "Oh, come to check to make sure I'm not dead yet."
Yeah, and so yes, I give her a hero for that.
There's one moment that I didn't go over, but we had gone over the category, which was make it sassy. But mine was when Kat went over to Bill's office to speak to Tomas, and she's like, oh, I'm just here for legal advice. And Bill's like, oh, well, Kat, you still apply for the friends and family rate. And she looks at Bill's like, not from you, Bill. It's like, did you really think that after everything you did to her family, she was going to come to you for legal advice when she's literally dating a lawyer at your office? Like,
Okay, so there, I thought Kat was out of place. I mean, yes, it was sassy, absolutely. But you walked into Bill's office.
That's where she found Tomas.
Well, you know what? If you want to meet with Tomas, because it's not like Carolyn didn't call. Caroline called to the office. And if she's there to see Tomas, then you know what? You can wait in the waiting room until Tomas comes out. And again, real life situations to fiction. But right. I just thought she was out of place to walk into the man's office and then disrespect him like that.
Fair enough. Because at least I know. Because I was like, oh, well, if I had a boyfriend who's a lawyer, I would go to him for legal advice. But then I'm like, but why would I do that? One, because I'm like, I don't know how long you've been a lawyer. When I can literally just go ask the person in my family who's been a lawyer for over 15 years. And has more legal advice than you.
Hey, well, choices.
Because that's what I do all the time. Even recently I asked them a question because I was like, is this witness tampering? And she's like, yes, this is witness tampering. Very much so, this is witness tampering. I'm like, good to know.
Indeed.
I do have another family member who's a lawyer, but I'm like, I can't ask him yet. He's just a baby in the lawyer world.
There you go. Anything we didn't cover?
No. We've covered all topics.
Any predictions?
Oh, I did say I had a prediction.
You did?
Oh.
And you didn't tell me what it was.
No, I did not. My prediction is because Haley has been super stressed about all this stuff happening with Bill.
Mm-hmm.
And we all know stress is not good for a baby. And we all know she's literally in the first trimester, which is the most... I was going to say strenuous. It's not the most strenuous, but it's the most worrisome.
Stressful, yeah.
Yeah, it's like there's technically a rule that you don't tell people you're pregnant until...
There's no rule. Stop.
I say technically because I'm like...
People don't like to tell.
Right.
Because, yes.
They don't want to risk it. Yes. Anyway, when it comes to pregnancies, I'll say 7 times out of 10... most couples I don't know the actual statistics. That's what I'm...
Then don't make them up. My goodness. You're just reaching behind your back up in your posterior end and pulling out numbers? What are you doing?
Either way.
Oh my God.
Either way. A good chunk of people, let's just say that, a good chunk of people don't like telling other people that they're having a baby until after the first trimester is passed, because the first trimester is where you're likely to have a miscarriage or any other complications involving the baby. So, I'm like, well, this stuff is stressing Haley out involving Bill, so I think it's possible she will have a miscarriage because of this stress, which will lead her to tell Bill that she lost the baby, which will lead Danny to be like, I knew it! And kind of, gloat about it. And be like, I told you she was faking, I told you she was lying, I told you she was going to come and say she had a miscarriage when she wasn't actually pregnant, yada, yada, yada.
Absolutely.
But I hope she doesn't, because as a mom, not me, but Danny, that's not something you should really be taunting someone.
No, I don't think so. But what do you think? Do you think Haley really is pregnant?
I think she is. I wish she wasn't.
Okay. Fair. I don't know what I think, actually. But at this, I think she's very immature, because I don't know who bursts up upon someone flashing a piece to talk about I'm pregnant. Like, you don't have to prove, like, you are so insecure. You don't have to prove anything to Danny.
Which is exactly what Bill said.
You have your place. You have your man. Change the code to your door, and you'll be fine. You'll be fine.
That's basically what Bill said daily.
So, there you go. Okay, so that's your prediction.
That's my prediction.
We should write it down somewhere.
Yeah.
I will do that.
All right.
Do we have any follow-ups for Beyond the Gates? Well, okay, so we have a couple, but, right? So we can cross one off. We know what Anita did, finally. We found that out fairly quickly.
Yeah.
Anita was feeling guilty because she left the group at the same time that Barbara got kicked out, type of thing, or just after?
No.
Or, sorry.
Around the time Barbara committed
suicide. Sorry, yes. So that's what
I feel like it's that, but I feel like there's something else. It's not... I think that's half the reason. I think there's still something involved with
Dante?
Yeah. So...
But I don't think that's anything to do with what necessarily Anita did.
No.
But there's another what happened with the articulate type of thing. Okay, let me add that. And we still don't know what Martin did.
Nope.
We don't know who the shady waiter is.
FBI agent.
Whoever he is. And we don't know where the chief and Marcel Malone went.
Nope.
Not that I care. They don't need to come back. I don't find that they added anything whatever to the story.
Imagine, though, Mr. Shady White Man following on Martin, either FBI, CIA, or a PI.
I actually don't think he's any of those things. Because you and I have already talked, and I think we've said so in the podcast, we think Martin inadvertently killed somebody.
Right, which is why I'm going with PI, FBI.
I think he's related to the person that died.
Possibly.
So, we will see.
Make a note of that, though. If you did make a note.
The theories?
Yeah, that PI, FBI, possibly the relation.
Okay, we'll do. I will do that after we sign off, so there's no thumping all up in the microphone.
All right.
So with that, ladies and gentlemen, we will bid you a great week. The summer is beginning. It's getting super warm.
Yep. And for anybody listening, if you guys are in an area involved with forest fires, my heart goes out to you, and I hope you guys are okay.
Yeah, definitely. Stay safe. Have a great week, y'all. Come back next week for a little bit more soaps.
And hopefully a hell of a lot more sass.
Take care.
Bye.